Hi Sandra, happy birthday! And hi Ted! Well, here we are again, part 3 video, and we're still playing with the fine structure constant, the number 137 in the physics world, and the mirror number, number 9. Both mystery numbers, both do some really magical things. Now the 137, that number in the physics world is huge. So they put it into different formulas and it makes them work. They don't know why and they don't know how to date. This number was discovered over 100 years ago when a gentleman was working on a formula. For some reason he decided to plug in number 137 and voila, the formula worked. And it's done so many times since then. And the famous physicist, Richard Feynman, he liked to say that he thought God pushed the pencil when he wrote number 137, but didn't tell anybody how he did it. So to date, it's a huge mystery number in the physics world that they just can't seem to figure out. Now, the number 9, there's another mysterious number. It likes to add all different numbers together to come out to number 9, but it likes to hide itself in the background most times so you can't see it. That's the mystery about number 9. It's always mirroring itself through other numbers, always ending up at the number 9, but the mystery goes on as to why it does it. And just as a quick little one for you, this is easy. Add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. And when you do, it's going to equal 9. So there you have it. That's the mystery of the number 9. It'll play with all of those numbers, always coming out to itself. That's what it likes to do. Now, we took these two numbers and put them together in a specific pattern, and if you want to know how we did that, you can go back to video part 2 and it'll show you how we did it. And when we did, we were able to number a geometrical shape perfectly. And we know we did because when we put the numbers together, they all come out to equal 9. Now we did this because we learned about the 9 from a gentleman, Marco Rodin, through his vortex-based mathematics, or VBM, as I like to call it in short. And what he did is he took that number and he found a symbol and he put that number into the symbol. And what he showed is that when you follow a specific pattern with the number 9, showing different numbers to always equal itself, it will come out with absolutely no resistance. And what they've done is they've actually made a Rodin coil, and they've shown that if you wind that coil in the pattern that Marco figured out, there is absolutely zero resistance going through that coil. It's a huge finding for any electrical field, because obviously we'd call that free energy if there's no resistance. If you want to know more about it, just go Google Rodin, a Rodin coil, and you'll see it on the internet. It is absolutely amazing. But anyway, we're going to do a quick recap for you to show you the 1 to 9, or vortex-based mathematics, and how Marco figured that out. Now, it's very important in the 1 to 9 that we always stay within those numbers. That's part of his formula. So this is how he figured it out. He took the number 9 and he put it at the top. And then he took 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, and he had the 9 with the 3 and 6 running through them, but never touching the pattern. The energy just flows through them with no resistance. And you'll see what I mean. Now, to use VBM math, you've always got to stay between 1 and 9. And how do we do that? Well, it's called root numbers. If you had the number 23, if you add that together, 2 plus 3, it's going to equal 5. So the root number of 23 is actually 5. What's the root number of 11? 1 plus 1 equals 2. So the root number of 11 is 2. So what we do in vortex-based mathematics is we stay always between 1 and 9, never going out of it. And when we do, a number does, we just bring it back to its root to keep it in this specific pattern. So this is what I'm going to show you how he did it. 1 doubled is 2. This is a doubling circuit, forward and back, never changes. 1 doubled is 2, 2 doubled is 4, 4 doubled is 8, 8 doubled is 7. And you think, no, 8 doubled is 16. Yes, but what's the root number? 1 plus 6 equals 7. So that's the root number for 16. 7 doubled is 5. Now, the root number again, because 7 doubled is 14, 1 plus 4 equals 5. 5 doubled is 10, which is a 1, because 10 is outside the 1 to 9 pattern. So we've always got to bring it back. So 10 is the root number for 10 is actually 1, because 1 plus 0 is 1. Now let's go over it again. 1 doubled is 2, 2 doubled is 4, 4 doubled is 8, 8 doubled is 7, 7 doubled is 5, 5 doubled is 1. And it also works backwards perfectly. Half of 1 is 5, half of 5 is 2.5 or 2.5, which is 7. Half of 7 is 3.5. Add them together, they equal 8. 8, half of 8 is 4, half of 4 is 2, half of 2 is 1. So it'll work forward and backward all the time. 9 is always at the top, overseeing the pattern, staying in that particular order, and then you have the 3 and 6, which in the doubling circuit, you've either got negative or positive, and this is where the 3 and 6 come in. Now, if you want to learn a little bit more about that, because it gets quite in depth, you can Google Marco Rodin in vortex-based mathematics, and there's videos on the internet that'll show you all about it. But what we did is we took this pattern, and we found that when we numbered a cube perfectly, we were able to find that pattern running through a cube. Now, how did we number the cube perfectly and know that we did? Because however the numbers, which two sides you add together, they're always going to have to equal 9. And no matter which way you go around this cube, you add the front to the back, it'll equal 9. Add the side to the other side, it'll equal 9. Add the top to the bottom, it's going to equal 9. So let's just use the front and back as an example. 1, 3, 5, and 7 is the front of this cube. 2, 4, 8, and 6 is the back of the cube. Let's add them together and see if they come out to 9. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 7, 16. What's the root number? 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. So we know the front of this cube equals 7. Then the back has to equal 9 if we have it numbered perfectly. And it has to equal 2 if it's perfectly numbered, because the front's 7, the back's got to be 2. So let's add it up. 2 plus 4 is 6. 4 plus 8 is 14. 4 and 1 is 5. 5 plus 6 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. So there's the back equaling 2, the front equals 7. Put them together. There you go. 2 plus 7 is 9. Do it any way around the cube you want. You're always going to see it. But what we see now is that we found Marco's pattern is now running through the cube with absolutely no resistance. Here's his pattern. There's the cube that we were just looking at. 1, 3, 5, 7. There's the front of it. There's the back. The numbers are the same. But here's Marco's pattern. 1 doubled is 2, 2 doubled is 4, 4 doubled is 8, 8 doubled is 7, 7 doubled is 5, 5 doubled is 1. So there you see that pattern running through a geometrical shape, the cube, with absolutely no resistance. And you'll notice it never touches the 3 or 6, that line. It runs, the energy will run through it, but it never touches it. They always stay like that. And no matter which way you turn the cube, it is going to work. So here we go. Here's the cube turned 6 different ways. Here's the one we were just looking at. That's the pattern. Here's the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. Now as you see, they never touched the 3 and the 6. That line never touches it. And again, we never see the 9, but it's always adding in there to equal 9 all the time. So what we also notice is that the patterns, these two patterns look the same. These two patterns look the same. These two patterns are totally different. This one's running side to side, this one's running diagonal. Haven't quite figured out why that's happening yet. Don't really know that much about geometry to have me figured out yet. But anyway, I just wanted to show you how the pattern is moving through them differently. Okay, so we'll just pick this one. 1 doubled is 2, 2 doubled is 4, 4 doubled is 8, 8 doubled is 7, 7 doubled is 5, 5 doubled is 1. There you have the 3 in the bottom corner, the 6 in the top. The energy, it's running through it as the same as Marco's pattern, but never touching the 3 or the 6. So what we're wondering is, if you were to take this cube, this one specifically, and say you wanted to add a cube to it, well, what you would need to do is find a cube with the number 4 to touch that point, which, let's pick this one. 4 touching that point, because 4 and 5 equal 9. So we believe if you started building cubes and putting these numbers in perfectly like we did, again, look at video 2 to see how we did it. If you did that and you started creating tetrahedrons, octahedrons, don't know a lot about geometry, folks, but if you started doing that, we believe you would see a pattern running through geometrical shapes, how the energy, the universe is flowing energy with absolutely no resistance through these geometrical shapes. Don't know, but we figure you will. Don't have a computer to build those fancy programs. I know you can. Now, the last little tidbit we want to show you. We realized when we looked at the number 137, that alpha number for the physicists, we noticed that when you add 6 and 1, it equals 7. We found it rather intriguing that 3 doubled is 6, and 3 and 6 equals 9. So, of all numbers, for 1 plus 6 to equal 7, and there's 137, for all numbers to plug in, it was interesting. It come out to the 6. 3 doubled is 6. 3 and 6 equals 9. Now, I don't know if that'll mean anything to physicists, and it looks really elementary, but what I like about it is sometimes the most elementary thing will give you the greatest hint. So, don't know if it will, don't know if it won't, but I thought I'd add it anyway. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and again, Sandra, happy birthday! And thanks, Ted, for watching. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.